And welcome back, everyone, to July, the 1st of July, which means it's time for a whole new sect of Who Would Wins, What Ifs, and we're in the Digimon and Quirk series this week, or this month. So, coming to us from, Diego something Hammer. I kind of messed that up when writing it, but Diego Hammer. You asked the question, who would win a fight, Kirby or Bugs Bunny? Two characters who, again, realistically would never fight. Realistically, when we're talking about a pink marshmallow absorbing monster of death and a talking rabbit. But it's the battle of Toon Force versus, Star Child Destiny thing. And okay, so Kirby is very powerful, capable of absorbing people into the extra dimension that is his stomach and taking their power, but also capable of losing that power pretty quickly after he absorbs them. He is still a skilled fighter, has overwhelming strength, can have a variety of abilities. Bugs Bunny, on the other hand, has no real physical strength to speak of, at least not in terms of combat, but because he's a cartoon rabbit, and because of Toon Force, we know that he can literally just dig through pretty much any sort of dirt, soil, whatever, at amazing speeds. He's also extremely intelligent, very quick-witted, a master of disguise. Being a Toon means that he can pretty much survive anything, Doc. But Bugs isn't actually infallible. We've seen him had the better. We've seen the individuals get the better of him before. Case in point, when they do the opera. Yes, it's part of the opera that he dies, but still, he does technically. But that's him coming back to life because he's a Toon. I can survive anything. But that's the whole point. He dies in the opera. Bud kills him. But that's the opera. However, there are other moments within Bugs' run where he legitimately is kind of made a fool of. Particularly like his early years, he was actually kind of a dick. If you remember his races with the torso and the hair, that was Bugs. Don't forget Big Chungus too. And he was kind of a dick. He still got one up. He was just because he was so cocky. Later on, though, he became the smart aleck who and the not genius, but the wise guy and the wisecracker who could get out of any circumstance, usually. But ultimately, Bugs is still immensely powerful, immensely resourceful, and being a Toon means that he's not really capable of dying. He's just not he's not immune to pain or defeat per se, because Bugs isn't a fighter. Bugs is the wacky maniacal genius of the team more than anything else. And so Bugs' quick wit is to basically outsmart his opponent. That's his main ploy. But that being said, Bugs can also plug up a shotgun barrel and just make it explode in someone's face. He is capable of outsmarting, the mad scientists and geniuses and monsters. So I guess the question is, does Bugs outsmart Kirby? Is his Toon Force strong enough to best the pink terror that is Kirby? And again, in a scenario where they actually would come to blows, no. There's never been a cartoon that kind of illustrates Bugs could get out of a different dimension like Kirby's stomach. There's never been anything that really indicates that. He's been on different planets. He's been in space. He's been on different countries and all that. But he can't teleport. He can't just suddenly, we've never actually seen Bugs just suddenly be in one section, being, hold on, I'll be right over, and then boop, I'm here. And we actually see it does take Bugs time to get places. So weirdly enough, despite the Looney Tunes being Toons, they do stick to some level of real-world continuity in terms of the ability to move at speeds, at least for certain characters. Like Speedy Gonzalez, for example, doesn't stick to that type of logic, but that's just shtick. So it's interesting to see that for Bugs. And because he can't get out of the altered dimensions, as far as I know, let me know if there's been a cartoon that lets Bugs do that. Does Space Jam count on that? No. No, it doesn't, actually. If Bugs could get out of altered dimensions or altered areas of effect, he would have been able to get out of the basketball game. Not that he would have stayed there, but we would have seen him get out of the basketball game with the Al-G Rhythm, Don Cheadle. So yeah, of course he was able to survive basically being glitched out of reality. So like he said, he can survive anything, Doc, but just because it survives in Kirby's stomach doesn't mean he's happy. Like there's nothing, like he's pretty much going to be like floating in an infinite mass space, more or less. So yeah, if as soon as Kirby swallows him whole, that's it. He's done. Bugs is done. So weirdly enough, although Bugs' Toon Force is great, Kirby's digestive system is greater. His stomach would just literally house bugs until he just decides to spit bugs out. That's basically it. Yeah. Now that being said, eventually when Bugs is set free from his stomach, because it probably wouldn't stay in there forever, he would be the smarter of the two individuals, because Kirby's kind of just a big child. Bugs would be able to outsmart Kirby at multiple avenues, definitely. But Kirby is so tough that there's very little that Bugs could actually do to hurt Kirby. Like exploding guns in the face, even holding a bomb, isn't going to put Kirby down. It's really going to barely inconvenience him, to be frank. So yeah, ultimately I would go Kirby in this fight. Weirdly enough, my initial thought was going to be this is a Bugs match, but the more I thought on it, more I'm like, no, Bugs actually doesn't really have much in the way to do anything against Kirby here. So at least in terms of like beating him up. But I don't know. That's my thoughts. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Till then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'm going to be pre-recording my Tuesday Digimon video and my What If for Wednesday. So stay tuned for those. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.